The Wilson family reunion was exactly as I expected: expensive wine, expensive clothes, and the priceless sound of my sister Amanda's condescending laugh echoing through our parents' mansion. "Oh, Olivia's still doing that government job," she announced to our cousins, swirling her champagne. "Something about reviewing business permits or whatever. Right, sis?" I took a slow sip of water, letting them assume I couldn't afford the champagne. If they only knew I owned the vineyard that produced it. Something like that. "Poor thing," my cousin Stephanie chimed in. "It must be hard watching everyone else succeed while you push papers." By everyone else, they meant Amanda, the golden child who'd turned our father's company Wilson Global into one of the largest investment firms in Chicago. The sister who never let me forget that I'd chosen a boring career in regulatory oversight instead of joining the family business. "We've all got to pay the bills somehow," I smiled, thinking about the corner office on the top floor of the Federal Trade Commission's Merger Review Division. The office where tomorrow morning, a very interesting file would land on my desk. My mother appeared, diamonds glinting as she kissed Amanda's cheek. "Darling, tell everyone about Wilson Global's big news. The whole city's buzzing about it." Amanda preened. "Well, I suppose I can share a little preview. We're about to announce the largest merger in the company's history. $500 million. She glanced at me with fake sympathy. "That's million with an M, Olivia. I know government workers don't see numbers that big." If she only knew how many billion-dollar deals crossed my desk every week. As the Deputy Director of Merger Review, I had the power to approve or deny any major corporate consolidation in the country. Not that my family had bothered to track my career progression. "That sounds impressive," I said mildly. "When's the announcement?" "Tomorrow morning. We've kept everything quiet, totally under wraps. The paperwork's already filed with the FTC." She smirked. "Not that you'd know anything about that level of business." Our father joined the group, clapping Amanda on the shoulder. "My girl's going to make history tomorrow. Biggest deal Wilson Global's ever seen." "The Mitchell Group won't know what hit them," Amanda added, naming their biggest competitor. "Once this merger goes through, we'll control 30% of the market." I nearly choked on my water. 30% market share? That would trigger automatic regulatory review. A review that would land directly on my desk marked urgent. 30%? I kept my voice casual. "That's significant." Amanda rolled her eyes. "God, Olivia, don't start with your little government regulations. We've got the best lawyers in Chicago. Everything's perfectly legal." Our cousin Blake, himself a corporate lawyer, nodded sagely. "The paperwork's ironclad. I reviewed it myself." "Besides," Amanda continued, "it's not like some low-level bureaucrat could stop a deal this size. We've got friends in high places." I thought about the friends they'd listed as references in their merger application: senators, business leaders, even a former governor. All impressive names that wouldn't mean a thing once I saw the actual numbers. "You seem very confident," I observed. "Because I understand business, unlike some people." Amanda's voice dripped with disdain. "Remember when Dad offered you a VP position? You could have been part of this. Instead, you chose to be a nobody." The room murmured in agreement. Even my mother shook her head sadly, probably remembering all the arguments when I'd chosen government service over the family firm. "Speaking of nobody," my Aunt Margaret joined in, "are you even dating anyone, Olivia? 35 is getting a bit old to be single." I thought about the dinner reservations I had next week with the CEO of America's largest investment bank. He'd been trying to get my private number for months, not realizing I was the same Olivia Wilson who'd blocked his last 3 merger attempts. "I'm focused on my career," I said simply. More knowing looks. More pitying smiles. Amanda actually patted my hand. "Of course you are, sweetie. We can't all be successful in both business and love." Just then my phone buzzed. A text from my assistant. "Preliminary review of Wilson Mitchell merger complete. Major red flags. Full report on your desk first thing tomorrow." I typed back, "Hold all my morning meetings. This one needs my personal attention." "That's probably her boss asking her to work late again," Amanda stage whispered to our cousins. "Government workers always at someone else's beck and call." I stood up, smoothing my simple black dress, the same one Amanda had criticized earlier for being off the rack. Little did she know it was custom-made by a designer who saved his best work for his most powerful clients. Actually, I said, gathering my things, I should go. Big day tomorrow. Oh right, Amanda laughed. Those permits won't review themselves. As I reached the door, she called out one last time. Don't worry, sis. Once the merger goes through, maybe I can find you a real job at Wilson Global. Something more suited to your abilities. I turned back, allowing myself one small smile. That's very thoughtful, Amanda. I'll definitely be thinking of you tomorrow. Poor Olivia, I heard her say as I left. Still a nobody after all these years. In my car, I opened the preliminary report my assistant had sent. Market manipulation, predatory pricing, hidden subsidiaries. Wilson Global's perfect merger was about to become a regulatory nightmare. Tomorrow morning, Amanda would learn exactly what kind of nobody she'd been mocking. The Federal Trade Commission's Merger Review Division occupied the top 3 floors of a gleaming downtown building. My corner office, with its panoramic view of the city, offered a perfect sight line to Wilson Global's headquarters 8 blocks away. I arrived early, watching the sun rise over Chicago's skyline. Right about now, Amanda would be preparing for her triumphant press conference. The one that would never happen. Morning, Director Wilson, my assistant Michael greeted, carrying a thick folder. Wilson Global's complete merger file, plus the overnight analysis from our team. I smiled at the director title, another detail my family had never bothered to learn. Anything interesting? Where do I start? He opened the folder. Hidden subsidiaries in 3 countries, artificial market inflation, predatory pricing schemes targeting smaller firms. They've been planning this takeover for months. And the Mitchell Group? Appears to be an unwilling target. Wilson Global's been quietly buying up their debt through shell companies. I nodded, scanning the documents. Every page revealed another layer of my sister's perfect merger. Who signed off on their legal review? Their primary counsel is Blake Wilson. Our cousin Blake. The same one who'd nodded so confidently at last night's reunion. I made a mental note to have his other cases reviewed. My phone buzzed. Amanda. I let it go to voicemail. Director. Michael hesitated. Given your family connection, should we reassign this case? I thought about Amanda's smirk, my parents' dismissal, years of being treated like a failure. No. I think I'm uniquely qualified to handle this one. The morning progressed quickly. By 9, Wilson Global's PR team had released their merger announcement. By 9:15, their stock had jumped 20 points. By 9:30, my secretary announced the call I'd been waiting for. Your sister Amanda is on line 1. She's quite insistent. I put the call on speaker. FTC Merger Review, Director Wilson speaking. Silence. Then, Olivia. Good morning, Amanda. I assume you're calling about the Wilson-Mitchell merger application. Director Wilson? Her voice cracked. Since when are you Deputy Director of Merger Review? 5 years now. Though you'd know that if you'd ever asked about my career. I examined my perfectly manicured nails. Congratulations on the announcement, by the way. Very impressive numbers. Olivia, listen. Her confident tone had vanished. We need to talk about this. Privately. As family. Interesting. Last night I was a nobody pushing papers. Now you want to talk privately? This merger is crucial for Wilson Global. Dad's counting on it. The board's counting on it. Then they should have conducted proper due diligence. I pressed a button and the wall screen lit up with their financial data. Would you like me to list the regulatory violations, or should we start with the antitrust issues? Whatever you think you've found, we can explain. Now she was pleading. Our lawyers have reviewed everything. You mean Cousin Blake? Yes, we'll be having a separate conversation about his oversight. I pulled up another document. By the way, how many shell companies did you create in the Cayman Islands? I count 7, but we might have missed some. The sound of breaking glass came through the speaker. Apparently, Amanda had dropped something. How did you find them? Amanda, analyzing complex corporate structures is literally my job. The job you've mocked for years while breaking every regulation in the book. My phone lit up with another call, my father this time. I ignored it. The press conference is in an hour, Amanda whispered. The whole business world is watching. Then I suggest you prepare a different announcement. I reached for the red stamp on my desk, the one reserved for immediate regulatory intervention. This merger isn't just denied, Amanda. It's being referred for criminal investigation. Criminal. Her voice rose to a shriek. You can't do this. We're family. Funny, that didn't seem to matter last night when you were calling me a failure. The stamp came down with a satisfying thud. But you're right about one thing: family should look out for each other. Consider this me saving you from federal prosecution. The doors burst open. My father stormed in, face red, Amanda trailing behind him. They stopped short at the sight of my office, the wall of awards, the view that dominated half of downtown Chicago. What is the meaning of this? He demanded. I stood slowly. Security breach on the executive floor. Interesting. Michael, please escort our unauthorized visitors out and revoke their building access. Olivia. My father's voice dropped. Princess, let's discuss this reasonably. Princess. I laughed. Last night I was the family disappointment. Amazing how perspectives change when you finally see someone's true position. Amanda stepped forward. The board is meeting in 10 minutes. What am I supposed to tell them? Tell them the truth. Their illegal merger was caught by the nobody in the family. The same nobody who's now ordering a complete audit of Wilson Global's previous acquisitions. My father sank into a chair. Previous acquisitions? Did you really think I wouldn't look? I pressed another button and more data filled the screens. Every deal for the past 5 years. Every shortcut. Every violation. It's all here. You'll destroy the company, Amanda whispered. No, you did that when you decided rules didn't apply to Wilson Global. I sat back down. But I'm feeling generous. Instead of immediate criminal referral, I'll give you 48 hours to propose a corporate restructuring plan. One that includes new leadership. New leadership? My father's face went pale. You want control of Wilson Global? Me? No. I have actual power, Dad. Real influence. Wilson Global would be a step down. I smiled. But I hear the Mitchell Group has some excellent executives. Maybe start there. Security arrived to escort them out. At the door, Amanda turned back. Why? Why do this to your own family? I thought about all the family dinners where they'd dismissed my career. All the reunions where they'd treated me like a cautionary tale. All the years of watching them break rules while mocking those who enforced them. Because someone had to show you that being a nobody in government service outranks being a somebody who thinks they're above the law. After they left, Michael brought in the day's other merger files. That was intense. Family usually is. I opened the next file. By the way, send a copy of our Wilson Global findings to the SEC. Let's make sure my sister's next job interview is with federal prosecutors. That evening, as Wilson Global's stock plummeted and business channels buzzed with news of the failed merger, I received a text from my mother. Please, can we talk about this? I typed back, of course. My assistant will be happy to schedule a meeting. There's an opening next month. Or you can try your luck with the nobody at the permit office. Sometimes success isn't about proving others wrong. Sometimes it's about letting them discover exactly how wrong they were, one denied merger at a time. A week later, Wilson Global announced major leadership changes. Amanda resigned to pursue other opportunities. My father took early retirement. Cousin Blake's law license came under review. Me. I kept doing what I'd always done, protecting the market from people who thought their family name put them above the rules. My new office nameplate arrived that Friday, promoting me to director of the entire division. Still a nobody, I whispered, running my fingers over the engraved title. Just a nobody with the power to humble the somebodies. The next family reunion would certainly be interesting, if they dared to hold one at all.